Hello, what's going on, everybody? This is Doggone John. Got something in the mail that I was that I was waiting on here, and I'm looking forward to showing y'all. This here is one of the newest releases from Great Eastern Cutlery. This is the 13 pattern. It runs on I think it's the Congress is the usual for them, and then they kind of just add and remove blades as they want to. My first Northfield from them also. So this is actually like, from what I understand, Unexcelled Northfield is like them, one of their brands that they operate under. And yeah, I got a pretty unique variant here. This is the Antique Yellow Springfield bone. So you can see there, 13 is the pattern. 01's got one blade, and it was made this year in 2024. So there's a tube. I didn't get a pin with it. I don't know whether they did come out with pins for this pattern, but to me, I don't think that they did, from what I can tell. If I'm wrong, they'll correct me. There might be one. Anyway, without further ado, let's show off this this beautiful piece of work here. So, first thing you'll notice, obviously, it's a small knife. Fits in your hand very well. It fits my palm just about perfect. Which is pretty much all I need, really, from a pocket knife. I don't want it really too much bigger, and this does very light-duty tasks. Obviously, I would probably, the hardest use I might do with this is open up a letter. Maybe a little bit more. No, I'm just kidding. So just taking a quick look around now, this is that Antique Yellow Springfield bone. It's got that similar jigging as my cattle knife does, the GEC 35 cattle knife. It's a one long slotted piece of jigging, and then they kind of have ridges inside of that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here, though. Let's go from top to bottom. So here's a good look at the blade. As you can see there, it's a fingerprint magnet. The mirror polish on here, will do that. Let's try to get a good look at this etch here quick. Yep, so there's the Northfield Unexcelled. You can see there. Having a good look at this. She's a Warney, obviously, Warncliffe. I'm big on that. That's one of my new, favorite styles of blades. It's got the long pull. That's also another thing that's kind of like a deal breaker now. If I get a GEC, I really enjoy the long pull on them for some reason. And then as a nice little added flair touch of there, it's got a swedge on the top there. Just kind of adds to the design. Makes it nice and thin. The cattle knife also has something similar to that, actually, on their main blade. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see here. Let's get a closer look up on this. They have nickel silver bolsters on there, fluted, top and bottom. This shield here is called the Bomb. And I can see why, because it's pretty dang classy. It's nice. I would say it's the Bomb, you know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, as a corny joke. Sorry, I won't do that one again. Anyway, so you got brass liners on the back here. The back side you can see there. Fit and finish is wonderful. And brass liners, you can see on the inside, obviously. And brass pins. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see here. Let's check for centering. Yep, she is straight right down the middle. No problems there. She's got some pretty decent walk and talk for a little thing. I'll say that. I haven't used this thing much yet. When I first did get it, though, I was thinking that it was sharper than it was. I just gave it a nice, touch on the end there. But it's kind of typical, I guess, for GEC. It slices semi, but it needs a sharpened job, and I'll get to it at some point. Pretty soon. Let's see. So the overall length of this is 6.60. The blade is 2.9, and another note is this is only about a 1/2 inch thick, so it's pretty slim in the pocket. You won't even know it's there. It'll just melt away if you're just gonna drop it in there. Yeah. So let's listen to this walk and talk one more time. Yeah, it's got some pretty good snap to it. Not gonna lie, it's a beautiful piece. I've never had a Northfield before, so this is my first experience with them, and I can understand why the quality levels go up from here, you know. These are two of the higher end models that they made for this pattern. They have this Antique Yellow Springfield bone, and then they have a stag model, and I think the stag is gorgeous as well. This is just as pretty to me also, though. I'm a sucker for bone, and especially jig bone like this. It's a really pretty knife. She uses 1095 carbon steel, as most GECs do. So this will get the teeners. Get some nice patina, patina, patina. Is it really patina if you don't say it 3 times? Right? So, give you a nice little look around on that. Yeah, these lasted quite a while. I was actually pretty surprised. So I had my eye on these for a little while. When they first came out, I knew about them coming out. I just wasn't sure if I was going to grab one or not. I grabbed one, I guess you could say on the secondary. It's from a dude who grabbed them from the factory, and he's pretty reliable to keep everything pristine. So she was like new in the tube. And anyway, though, getting back to my point there, if you know anything about Great Eastern Cutlery at all, is that they fly off the shelves. They're gone in like seconds. People have connections that they have within companies, and they'll get them shipped to them early, it seems like, almost, or very quickly. There's early reservation lists with the collector's knives, I think it is. I really would love to get on that list, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. Nonetheless, that's the kind of ways to get them typically. And then especially the Northfields, they're not the highest end brand by any means in their lineup, but it's still a pretty desirable one if you ask me. They make some quality stuff. But these lasted for quite a while. I think I saw the Cocobolo wood model and the, what else did they use? They had a Richlight, I think, like a black maple Richlight, I think they called it. But those lasted pretty reasonably long. I think the one I seen was like an hour. I watched it on the page there. And then they were all ate up by that point. They have the Clerk model out also, which is that one I was talking about before. So it's got the same Wharncliffe on here, like this. And then it has a pen blade that comes out this way on the bottom end. So I imagine that would be a little bit thicker. If it's using the same kind of blade stock, it might be another 0.25 inches or something like that, you know. So if you're looking for something a little bit wider in the hand, that might be for you. You could try that out. I like this though. I really do enjoy a single blade, and I especially enjoy a single blade Wharncliffe, such as this. So yeah, let's do a quick size comparison. I'm gonna set this tube up right there, and you can look at that. So I'm gonna take the blade, set her right there. Actually, I guess I'll move it up this way a little bit. How about right there? Okay. So a couple knives or tools for comparison. Here is a Victorinox, the Swiss Army knife, Tinker. So tail to tail, pretty comparable. The GEC's got it by a hair, not much, but by a hair, it's there. Obviously you have more width in this kind of deal, so you can fill the hand a little bit better, but that's what you get when you buy a smaller knife, right? And then I got one more for comparison. My Paramilitary 2. Kind of a crazy comparison, I know, but it's a common knife that everybody knows just about, so I figured I'd throw that in there and give you a good comparison there. They have a pretty similar length and blade, I would say, so if I match that up right there, you can kind of see. Let me get a focus on here. So there's, you know, another maybe inch on there, I would say. But gives you kind of an idea how they fit in the hand and how the sizes compare. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think of this Great Eastern Cutlery 13, aka the Whip. I think it's a really underrated knife right now. For them to sit on the market as long as they did, I could tell something was up, and they weren't like a highly sought after model or anything. But for me, I don't understand why. I mean, particularly this one and the Stag. I would love the Stag version as well, but this one also, you know, does me really well. I think it's quality as usual from them, and it's a beautiful model, and it's also very affordable. Most of these were, you know, just a hair over $100. Some of them were, I think, a little bit lower, not much. This one here was, I want to say, I think it was like 146, brand new. I got it for a little bit over that, not much, but I don't think it's unreasonable for this, really. Even at the little bit of a markup on the secondary, I think it's still somewhat, you know, worth grabbing. But yeah, I think that about does it for today, guys. I'm on my Friday right now, so once I finish this day out, I'm gonna have some time to do some leather more seriously, and I'm gonna spend some time with my wife, of course. We're going snowmobiling, like I mentioned yesterday, out to the hot springs, so that should be a great time. And yeah, so if I don't hear from y'all or I don't see you again, then you guys enjoy your weekend and the rest of your week. Push through. You got this. You only got a little bit left in your work week if you're there till Friday. So yeah, I'm rooting for you. Okay, I'm gonna sign out. Y'all take it easy. This is Doggone John. See you later.